Good afternoon everybody and welcome to our lockdown PE lessons. Now at the moment, as you all know, it's slightly different than what we're used to in school. We're obviously all in lockdown, which means we can't go outside very often. So our plan, because we can't do things like run around in the playground and we can't do things like clubs that you always get your exercise in from every day. We can't play any games or do any outdoor PE. So I plan lots of fun PE lessons for us to do inside, and we can do them in our lovely homes. And we're going to be doing a big range of things over the next few weeks together. Such things as some gymnastics, which we haven't tried before, together. We'll be doing lots of health and fitness activities to keep us healthy over the lockdown period. Now it's slightly different than what we're used to. I know some of you guys will be doing Joe Wicks in the mornings to stay fit and healthy. There will be little parts of the lessons where we will be doing lots of Joe Wicks style exercises to stay fit and healthy, and we'll go through that later on. But this will be a bit more like what we're used to in school PE rather than Joe Wicks style. But there will be a little bit of that later on, so we'll come on to that. So first of all, before we go on to our gymnastics, we're going to do a couple of warm-up games. So first game is Mr. McCurry Says. It's exactly the same as Simon Says, but obviously we're with Mr. McCurry. So it's Mr. McCurry Says. So on your feet, guys, get yourselves ready. I hope you can all see me fine. So it's Mr. McCurry Says. So if you hear Mr. McCurry Says, do the action. If you don't hear Mr. McCurry Says before the action, don't copy it. And if you do copy it and get it wrong, you're going to do 5-star jumps yourself in your lounge or your bedroom or wherever you are in your house. Okay guys, here we go. Let's stand up, get ready. Mr. McCurry Says jogging on the spot then. So we're all jogging on the spot and starting to raise our heart rates a little bit. Mr. McCurry Says hands on head while we're jogging on the spot. So we're staying on the spot. That's it everybody, well done. And we're staying hands on our head, and Mr. McCurry Says take them off and freeze. Oh, now that wasn't a Mr. McCurry Says. So if anybody did freeze on that part, it's 5-star jumps like this, and that's just if you got it wrong. If you didn't get it wrong and you're still ready and not frozen, then keep jogging. Hands are off head now, and Mr. McCurry Says punching while we're jogging on the spot. Now you don't have to do it on the spot, guys. You can be moving around your living rooms like this. I will be doing it on the spot so you can all see me very clearly. Mr. McCurry Says, can you get your heels to touch your bottom like this at the back? So that's a Mr. McCurry Says. So we're all doing this one. And then Mr. McCurry Says, how high can you get your knees? Mr. McCurry Says, can you get them higher? Well done. And Mr. McCurry Says jogging again. And Mr. McCurry Says freeze. Well done. Now I know from school you're all very good at this game. So we're going to do a couple more. See if we can catch anybody out. Get those star jumps in, and then we're going to move on to another game. Mr. McCurry Says hands on knees. Mr. McCurry Says touch your toes. Mr. McCurry Says hands on shoulders. Everybody sit down. Oh, now if we sat down, that was not a Mr. McCurry Says, was it? So if you sat down, we know what to do by now. It's 5-star jumps. If we didn't sit down, well done. We're still in the game and we're still ready to go. Okay, hopefully we've not got many doing star jumps. Right, let's try maybe a couple more. So Mr. McCurry Says drive the world's fastest car around your living room. So you can make the sounds if you want, but good listening while we're doing it. Moving around, driving that car. And Mr. McCurry Says freeze. And Mr. McCurry Says fly an aeroplane around your room. So we're flying the aeroplane all around the room, and that was the Mr. McCurry Says, so we're doing that one. Mr. McCurry Says freeze. Well done, guys. Okay, fantastic. Mr. McCurry Says sit down. Excellent, well done everybody. Right, We're going to do, excuse me, one more warm-up game. And this one we're very familiar with. We know this one from PE in school. So we're going to play the DVD game, which lots of you enjoy, I know, because you asked for it a lot. So, the instructions, if you have forgotten, in the DVD game are play, and play means walk. So again, you guys can do it around your living room, or your bedroom, or wherever you are, and I will be doing it on the spot so you guys can see me. So play will mean walk, fast forward will mean jog, pause will mean freeze, and rewind will mean backwards. Okay? Okay, guys. So it's not Mr. McCurry Says anymore, so you can follow all the instructions. So play is the first one. So I will be marching on the spot, but you guys will be walking around your rooms or living room or wherever you are in the house. You might even be outside in the garden. So you're moving around and it's play at the moment. Good listening for the instructions. Freeze! Fast forward. So fast forward is a little bit faster this time. So this is jogging. So we're jogging around. Pause! Now I know from PE we're all very good at this, and we're very good at making the still statues of freeze. And if I say pause, that's what we're doing. So well done. Rewind is the next one. So very careful. Now we do this in the playground anyway, checking our shoulders, don't we? We check both of our shoulders while we're going backwards. So you should all be doing that, making sure that you don't bump into anything in your room, wherever you are. Making sure you don't bump into anybody else. Make sure you don't bump into your sofa, into your mum or your dad, into your cat or your dog. We definitely don't want that. Pause. Okay, while we're frozen now, I'm going to say record. Now it's going to be record Mr. McCurry. So if I say record Mr. McCurry, that's when we start copying me before we go back to the game. Okay guys, ready? Play. So we're walking around again. Fast forward. So it's a bit faster this time. Jogging around your room, wherever you are. Jogging around, taking careful steps, making sure we don't tread on anything or bump into anything else. Pause. Okay, while we pause, record Mr. McCurry. So we're all doing our star jumps. But remember, I might change my action at any time. So if I change my action and I decide to sit down, we're sitting down, and then we're standing up, and we're sitting down, and we're standing up, and we're sitting down again. Can everybody keep up? Well done. Hope you're doing well. And we'll do some shoulder circles like this. Now I've got some lights above me, so we do have to be careful in the lounge or in the hall or wherever you are, making sure that you don't knock into anything. And across the chest like this time. Pause. Excellent, guys. And you can come and have a sit down if you want to, or if you do want to get a drink, having a drink of water is a good idea. We'll need that, especially later on when we do more intense exercise, a bit like the Joe Wick style. We'll definitely need some water. I've got some here. We'll definitely need some of that to keep us healthy, and so that we don't get too thirsty when we're working hard doing our exercises. Right, so that is our first 2 warm-ups done. So as I said earlier, guys, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be doing some gymnastics, okay? And our 2 topics today that we haven't done much together recently because of access to the hall and being able to be inside and things is travelling and balancing. Now have a think what you think those 2 might mean. And you might be able to have a think that travelling means moving around. So anything where we're moving around is known as travelling in gymnastics. And balancing, I'm sure you all know, is where we are still. So travelling is moving, balancing is staying still. So they are our 2 main topics that we're going to be working on this afternoon. So our travels is what we're going to work on first, and we've got 4 of them. The 4 are animal travels. So we're going to try and move around like different animals, okay? Now again, if you've got some space, use all of your space that you've got and try to move around in the different areas. I'm going to be staying in the camera so all of you guys can see me clearly. So the first one is a bear travel. Okay, we're going to move around like a bear. So watch first, and then I will show you how to do it, and then we're all going to have a practice. Okay, so we can learn how to do the bear travel. So we would have been doing this in the hall this half term, but we're at home. So the bear travel is where we're on hands here, both of our hands and both of our feet. And we're going to move around your room all together. Your arms and your feet are going to move around like this. So have a quick practice now. Now's your chance to have a practice around your room using both of your hands and both of your legs while I'm talking like this. You're on both hands and both feet. Hopefully we're all doing it now. One more time if we're not sure. We're moving around on our hands and our feet. And if it's easy, you can try and add a bit of speed to it. Try and go a little bit faster. Okay? And sitting down again, ready for the next one? Great, well done. So that's the bear travel, that's the first one. Remember that one? Both hands and both feet. The second one is a bunny hop. So it's a bunny travel. So I'm sure some of you guys have done this one before. So we're on hands and feet again. This one is weight goes onto our hands and we're kicking up at the back like this as high as we can get while staying on our hands. And we can do it moving around as well. So we jump and then we move our hands forwards, we jump again. Hands forwards, jump again. And we need to check behind us on that one that nobody is behind us or nothing's behind us, okay? We're not going to kick anything. So check the space behind you, hands down, and then while the weight is on your hands, you're kicking up at the back. So that's the bear travel and the bunny travel. We've got two more and we're going to have a big practice of all of them. So, third one is a bit more tricky. It's called the caterpillar. And the caterpillar travel is hands and feet again, but we only move just the hands and then just the feet. So it's really small actions. It's hands and feet on the floor, just the feet with small actions, just the feet, and then just the hands. Just the feet and just the hands. Okay, have a try now. So it's just the feet, small, just the hands. So feet move while hands are still, hands move while feet are still. Okay, have a little practice at that one. Excellent, well done guys. So that's the bear, the bunny and the caterpillar. So the final one to practice, again you might have done this one, is the crab. So again we're on hands and feet. And we're putting our hands so that our fingers face forwards in the direction we're going. And we want to try to get our hands and feet on the floor and your bellies right up like that. So we don't want to be down here, we want bellies right up. So it's a tricky one, this one, it's hard work. And then from there, when your belly's up, you've got to move hands and feet together like this with your belly right up. And you're always facing forwards. So have a try now. You're always facing forwards, travelling in the same direction as your fingers are facing so that you can see. If we're going backwards, we then can't check where we're going. It's very hard to check your shoulders if you are in that position. Where we were walking backwards in the DVD game, it's easier if we're stood up to check our shoulders, to check where we are. In the crab position, it's very difficult. So we always travel forwards in that one. So I want you guys now, I'm going to give you 30 seconds to go and practice all four of them. So you can do that now. I'll remind you while you're having a practice now around your room. If you can't remember the bear one, the bear travel is moving all four hands and feet. So while you're practicing now, that's the bear. The caterpillar is the small, just small movements, just feet, and then just hands. Bunny hop is hands down, weight on the floor and kicking up at the back. And then the crab one, crab travel is like that, with your bellies right up. So you practice those now. Fantastic. I can imagine you do some really good work now, guys. Well done. And if we've had a practice, we can come and get ready for the next part, which is balancing. So, we've done our travels. Remember those 4 travels? We're going to come back to those later on. The bear, the caterpillar, the bunny hop, and the crab. Now, our travels are the first part. Our balancing is the second. So, does anybody think that they know what would help us to balance? So have a think about that now. There are a few things. The first one, if you think you know, the first thing that can help us to balance is to keep your head really still. So if I'm balancing, and we've done this with bean bags on our heads before, so you guys know this one. If I'm balancing and my head is moving, it moves my body and shakes it. If I'm balancing and my head is really still like this, it's easier to balance. Another one is to focus on one spot. So that's a really important one. Try to stay focused on one spot so that something that won't move, maybe on the wall, or something that you can see that won't move. That way you can definitely keep your head really still and focus very hard on that one spot. That will help to keep your body still. And the last one is that if you can have access to your arms and they're not being used to balance, you can put them out like this. So it's head still, eyes staring at one spot, and arms out, which keeps us to be perfectly still like this. And we're going to hold each balance for 10 seconds at a time, really still as we can for 10 whole seconds. Okay, so we're going to practice that one in a few seconds. So, in fact, we'll practice that one now. I'll give you a few seconds. Stand up, find a space so you're not going to bump into anything if you do fall, and then have a practice at just standing on one leg. Arms out like I am, staring really hard and focusing on one spot that won't move. That's it. And then head really still. And we'll count from now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep it going really still. 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent. Well done, everybody. I hope it weren't too wobbly there. I think you've done a really good job at that one. Well done. Now, we can balance on loads of different body parts. We can balance on our small body parts like our feet and our hands. We've just practiced that one, haven't we, on our feet. There are some large body parts as well that we use, especially in gymnastics, and there are 5 of them, and we're going to learn them today. Okay? So, our 5 large body parts are your front, your back, your side, your shoulders, and your bottom. Okay, so there are 5, so we're going to say them together. Okay, I'll say them one more time and then we'll say them together. Here we go. Front, back, side, shoulders, bottom. Okay, we'll say them together. Ready? Go. Front, back, side, shoulders, bottom. Excellent, amazing, well done everybody. So, now we said them together and we know what they are, I'm going to show you a couple. So, if you can think of any ways to balance on your back, so it's only your back that's touching the floor and not your feet or your hands or anything like that, have a quick practice now. So while I'm talking now, go and have a practice, find a space, and see if you can guess the one that I'm going to do in a second. As your challenge. To balance on your back, and it's got a name, we'll tell you that one in a minute, and your feet aren't touching the floor and your arms aren't touching the floor, and it's going to be for 10 seconds, remember? We're always balancing for 10. Okay, so because you've had a go at that now, I'm going to show you and you can see if it was the same one as you did. It's called the dish balance, a dish, like something you would eat out of a dish. So, we're going to go onto our backs. So you can all have a practice now and see if it's the same one as you practiced before. You're going to lie back, make sure you've got space again. On your back, your arms are off the floor and your legs are off the floor. And you're going to try and hold that for 10 seconds. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well done. Now you might have noticed that was quite hard for your stomach muscles. The muscles in your stomach will be working really hard there because your feet aren't on the floor. So the muscles in your stomach have to try and work hard to keep your feet off the floor and keep you in that position. So it helps to make them really, really strong, which is very important. So we are going to try that one. And we're also going to try one on our front. So on your front, I now want you to have a go and see if you can guess the one I'm going to do. So off you go, find a space, see if you can find one and practice one that balances on your front. And remember, your feet and your hands have to be off the floor. So have a practice at that one now. And we're trying to hold it for 10 seconds, remember. That's the tricky part, making sure our muscles are working really hard. So I'm going to show you, so see if it was the same one as I'm going to do. Finding a space again. Front goes on the floor, and then arms and legs off the floor, and we'll count for 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Brilliant. And that one's called the Superman. Can you guess why? Yeah, that's right. It's a Superman because we look like we're flying, don't we? So we look like we're in a Superman position. So the first one is called the dish on our back. And the second one is the Superman, which is on your front. And the final one is a side balance. Now this one's the trickiest one. So have a practice at this one and see if you can balance on your side. But the trickiest part is your hands and your feet can't touch the floor. So you have to lift them off. So have a practice at that one now while I'm talking. And I'm going to show you it now. So it's hands and feet pointed. We're always trying to point in gymnastics. And then it's pointed off the floor, hands and feet off the floor. And now on our sides, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the aim is to keep it really still, isn't it? Brilliant. Well done, everybody. So there are 3. Now, what we're going to practice now then, we're going to try and put our travels, our animal travels that we practiced earlier, together with our balances. So, the first one we're going to do is the bear travel. Can anybody remember which one that was? Have a think. So the bear travel is going to be put together with 2 balances, which are the dish and the side balance. So let's see if you can do it now. I will show you as well, but you have a practice first. See if you can remember those things. The bear travel, off you go. Try and practice that one. And it will be followed by the dish and the side balance. And we're holding everything for 10 seconds. So the travel is 10 seconds and each balance is also 10 seconds. So if you've had a practice already, check if you were right. Here's the bear travel. If you haven't had a practice, have a go now. And if you have had a practice, do it again, see if you were right. So the bear travel, we're moving around on both hands and feet for 10 seconds. Once we've done the bear travel, we're moving into the dish balance, which, if you remember, was on our backs. So we're then holding this one for 10 seconds. Remember, this is the one that's hard with the stomach muscles. 7, 8, 9, 10. Well done. And the final part of our sequence was the side balance. Okay, everybody into the side balance for 10 seconds. We're going now. Arms and feet are off the floor, hands and feet. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent, guys, well done. If you need a drink, remember, make sure you've got some water or a drink to hand so you can keep drinking. We get quite out of breath doing that exercise, don't we? We haven't got our water bottles we normally have at school, so make sure you've got some kind of drink with you. Okay, we're going to try a couple more now. So, next one, we're going to try a caterpillar. This is your next challenge. A caterpillar is the first one. So if you can remember that one, go and practice that one now for 10 seconds. That's the small movements one. And the caterpillar is followed by the Superman and the dish. Okay, caterpillar, Superman, and dish. Okay, so I hope you're practicing now. I'll give you a few seconds. Remember, we're trying to hold it for 10. If you need to count in your head, that's absolutely fine. We're trying to hold the balances for as still as we can for 10 seconds, and the travels, trying to control them when we're moving around. So, let's have a go then. Caterpillar, Superman, dish. Caterpillar, if you did the small actions with just feet and then just hands, well done. We're doing that one for 10 seconds. Once we've done the caterpillar, we're into the Superman, which we can just move down and have a practice at this one. So everybody, Superman, flying around but keeping it really still for another 5 seconds. 2, 1, excellent. And then the dish. And we're moving into this one now. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Brilliant, guys, well done. I can tell we're going to be really good at this. Now, did anybody spot how I moved when I changed my balance from one balance to another one? Some of you might be thinking about it now. When I moved from a Superman, like this, to a dish, I didn't stand up and then go into a dish. Did anybody spot what I did? Very clever if you did. We can link our travels together. We can link them so there's quite a smooth transition. So we change quite smoothly in between. So I changed my Superman and I changed into a dish by just rolling over. So I want you to try that one by rolling over in our last sequence that we have a go at. And I want you to try and do a crab into a dish. So you can have a try at this one now, into a Superman. So we'll have a try at that one now before I show you. See if you can get it right before I even show you the answer. So a crab is your first one. See if you can remember how the crab moves. Remember, belly's up on that one. I can imagine you all doing it very, very well now. The crab was the first one for 10 seconds. Then we're into a dish and finishing with a Superman. So check if you've got it right. Here we go. A crab was this one. Moving forwards, remember, with our bellies right up. Moving around into a dish. So we can just stay in that position so we don't have to move too much. A dish for 10 seconds. And then into a Superman, we can just roll straight over, can't we? And hold that one for 10. 3, 2, 1. Brilliant, guys. Well done. That's really, really good. If you haven't had a drink yet, make sure you get one now. I can tell we're going to be doing so well at this one. Right. That's our gymnastics done for today. Now we've practiced travelling with the 4 travels, and we've practiced balancing now, and we've learnt those large body parts, which, if you can remember, were front, back, side, shoulders, and bottom. So well done if you remembered those. Now we're going to do now about 10 minutes of fitness and exercise to help us stay healthy over our lockdown. Now, as we spoke about earlier, we can't go outside, unfortunately, which is a bit rubbish. But what we can do, we can't do too much exercise. We normally have playgrounds to run around in. Think how much running you do every day. You run around at break time. You run around at lunchtime. We do lots of running in PE. You might do after school clubs either with me or with the school or with somewhere else. You might do swimming outside of school. This is all exercise that helps to keep your body fit and healthy and helps your mind to concentrate on things as well. Because we can't do that too much during lockdown, it's important that we have a go at these. So I want you to try and join in for the whole thing and just try your best. If you need to have a drink at any time because you're tired, that's fine. Just have a quick drink and then go back into it. And keep working hard, because this is really important to try and help you in your mind, to help you do well at your work as well. It makes us feel good. And also to keep you fit and healthy. We don't want to come back to school when we're allowed really unhealthy. So this is really important to try and have a go, and we'll include these into each lesson a little bit. And if you're feeling super active and healthy and you don't want to do any Joe Wicks, you've had enough of him or anything else, and you just feel like something different, you can have a go at these any other day. Okay, these will be on YouTube here, so you just have a go and you can just skip to this bit and do this 10 minutes, and that will help to keep us fit and healthy every day, won't it? It's just a short time. So what we're going to do, guys, on our feet, we're going to do 10 minutes and we're going to do 40 seconds of exercise, and then we're going to have 20 seconds rest together. Okay, so that's our plan. 40 seconds of exercise, 20 seconds rest to help us get our breath back, and that's the time to have a drink if we need to. And we'll try and all go for the whole 40 seconds, okay? And then we've got 10 exercises to do. Are we ready to go? Fantastic, here we go. Right, first one then. I'm going to set my watch each time so we know where we're up to. First one is squats. So I'll go this way so you can see. And ready in 3, 2, 1, go. So if you've not done squats before, it's sitting down like this, keeping your back nice and straight, and then trying to stand up. So you're almost sitting down on an imaginary seat. So imagine there's a seat here, we're just going to sit down on it, arms can come in front like this, and then we stand straight back up again, nice and tall. Keeping our back nice and straight. Well done, everybody, that's it, keep going. We've got another 10 seconds left before we have our first 20-second rest. And we want to try and control it. So it's not too fast. Keep going, last 5 seconds. 2, 1, and have a rest there. Well done. That one's a tough one, isn't it, on the legs here. So that's going to help work our legs. So if you are good at sports, or you like playing sports, and you maybe play football or netball or basketball or anything like that, or running, that's going to really help you to jump, and it's going to help you to have lots of strength in your legs. So it's really going to help with those things. Okay, the next one is crunches. Okay, we're doing this one, it's a bit like sit-ups in 2, 1, here we go. So this one is hands on your thighs like this, and you're going to go up, so you're sat up, and your hands are just going past your thighs like that, just past the top of your knees as they slide up your thighs. That's it. Well done, everybody. So this one again is a tough one, and this is going to really help strengthen up your stomach muscles that we spoke about earlier. We spoke about those ones when we were doing our dish action, didn't we? We've got 5 seconds to go. 2, 1, and relax there. Well done, everybody. So you can have a drink if you need to, like I'm going to. And we've got a few more seconds left. Okay, guys, next one. This one, we're going to step to the sides together, and then we're going to touch the floor each side. So you ready? 2, 1, go. So we're stepping to the side, and then we touch the ground. Step to the side, touch the ground. So we do about 3 steps, and then we touch the ground at each side. 3 steps, touch the ground at each side. So this one's going to get our heart rates up and make you feel a little bit hot and sweaty, and help us keep in shape and get fit and healthy. So keep going, guys, well done. Again, it's a little bit hard on the legs, this one, as well as getting your heart rate up. Last 5 seconds. 2, 1. Excellent, guys, and relax there. Well done. If you need a drink, have a quick sip of your drink before we move on to the next one. So the next one, which we're going to do in another 5 seconds, is jogging sideways, but punching like this. Okay, here we go. So it's jogging sideways, but punching the whole time. So we're just doing 3 steps each side, and we're punching the whole time. So just try to keep moving for the full 40 seconds like this, and try to keep your arms up. It's hard on the arms and the shoulders, also on the legs, and getting our heart rate up. These are all things that are going to make us stronger, fitter, and healthier. So keep going, well done. We've got just over 5 seconds to go. Keep going, guys, well done. 2, 1.